How are we, lads? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Saturday night football review for round 8 of the NRL, where we saw two games tonight. We saw the Eels smash the Bulldogs, and we saw the Roosters absolutely dominate the Knights. The Eels beat the Bulldogs 32 points to 10, and the Roosters beat the Knights 38 points to 4. I did a review on the Panthers-Seagulls game earlier, so if you haven't checked out that review yet, make sure you go and check that out. But let's get into the other two games on Super Saturday. The first game, Eels over the Bulldogs, 32 points to 10. Not a whole lot to talk about here. The Bulldogs were never really in the game. Parramatta were quite clinical for the Dogs, and it all started very well for the Eels. Reid Money split them open. Clint Gutherson scoring the first try. Parramatta off to a 6-0 lead early on. And then after that, Mike Acevo scores in the corner for the Bulldogs. And then, for the Eels, sorry. And then Gutherson scored again. Half time, Parramatta led 16-0. It was getting bad for the Bulldogs at that stage. And I'm sitting there going, far out, man. This could honestly be 50-60. The way the Eels are playing at the moment. The Bulldogs, it's a rivalry game. So you think the Bulldogs would be more pumped up for it, show some aggression, maybe show some passion into the jersey. But they didn't do that. And then in the second half, more of the same. Shaun Lane crashes over for the Eels. 22-0. It's looking very, very bad. And then it took the Bulldogs about 45 minutes. I finally showed some spirit. A try to Avarillo. He scores for the Dogs. 22 points to 6 at that stage. And then Dallin Watene-Lesniak scored for the Bulldogs. 22-10. I'm thinking, okay, here we go. Maybe the Bulldogs are going to have a game. Show some spirit. Maybe show some, some courage. And Parramatta in the 60th minute, Marata Niokore scores on that right side. A nice ball there from Bryce Cartwright, who has actually been playing some decent footy with Parramatta the last couple of weeks. Parramatta lead 28-10. It's all over at that stage. And then Sevo scores another one to collect a double for the Eels, and they get the win, 32 points to 10. Look, the Bulldogs, you'd think in these big games, the rivalry games, you get up for it. The Bulldogs, they were very disappointing. I thought they showed a little bit of disrespect to the jersey tonight, or this afternoon, tonight, whatever. The Bulldogs, they were poor. They had a good 10-15 minute period, but, rugby league goes for 80 minutes, not a 10-15 minute period. It's not going to win you a game, but the Bulldogs, man, disappointing. Parramatta, now they were great. They won 32-10, but they made a few errors. They were a little bit off their game, but far too classy and too clinical for the Bulldogs. Now, some of the good players for the Eels, Clint Gutherson, he was absolutely outstanding in my opinion. Mike Acevo had a good game along with Marata Niokore. I thought Ferguson was a bit quiet tonight. He didn't do a whole lot in my opinion. I thought Dylan Brown was a bit off his game. He wasn't brilliant. Moses was solid. Campbell Gillard and Oregon Kaufusi were the starting front row. They were good. Madison had a good game from injury, from that, obviously that sickening concussion from Felice Kaufusi a few weeks back. Madison was good. Papali'i was outstanding. Nathan Brown injured his hip, so he didn't really have much of an impact. Paulo and Lane were good off the bench. Cartwright was good. Parramatta were far too good. For the Bulldogs, some of their good players tonight, Corey Waddell had a good game in the middle. Not one of their forwards, except for Corey Waddell, ran over 90 metres. That's how disappointing the Bulldogs were. I thought Corey Allen tried. Nick Chotrick, he had a fair game. Kyle Flanagan was poor. Randolph Atoni put a massive shot on Shaun Lane, so that was good to see. But the Bulldogs, they were pretty poor. Parramatta, they were quite good. My top 3 players in this game, I'm going to go with number 3. Let's go with number 3. Let's go with Shaun Lane. Number 2, Isaiah Papali'i. And number 1, my man the match, Clint Gutherson. He was absolutely magnificent. He gets my man the match for that one. And the other game that we just saw, I live streamed the game as well. Thank you to everyone that tuned in for that live stream. Roosters 38, Newcastle 4. Where do I begin with Newcastle? I said a few weeks ago, the Newcastle Knights without Mitchell Pearce is pretty much the Manly Seagulls without Tommy Turbo. And, I still stand by that statement. But look, I think there's deeper issues than that for Newcastle. They were completely diabolical. The Roosters had no Tedesco and no Luke Keary, and they still scored 38 points. And now, obviously, the big news out of this game, unfortunately, Lindsay Collins with a pretty bad injury, and Brett Morris may be an ACL, MCL injury. So I hope that wasn't the last game of Brett Morris's career. If it was, I am very sorry to hear that. I really hope not. But let's have a look at the game, how it started. The Roosters got off to a good start. Then you'll Tupou in the corner. Nice ball from Sam Walker. And then Josh Morris scored for the Roosters. They were looking good here. I think it was 10-0. Angus Crichton scored 16-0. 14-0 actually, because they missed a kick. Ikavalu scored 20-0 Roosters. And then Musgrave scored before half-time. Half-time, Roosters 20 points to 4. Newcastle were looking for answers. They had no idea. Kurtman and Blake Green in the halves. Completely clueless. They had no idea what they were doing. Blake Green was playing like he didn't know how to do anything right. He was shocking. The Roosters, they were looking good. Sam Walker, the young protege, he was in control. He was playing quite well. And then in the second half, a nice try to Sam Walker. He scored for the Roosters. A nice offload from Matty Kavalu. At this stage, it's 26-4. We all know the game's over. And then Josh Morris scored in the 62nd minute, making 32-4. And he scored again to get his hat-trick. Roosters win, 38 points to 4. Man, what is wrong with the Knights? Now, I know Kalen Ponga has it tough at the moment with everyone. But Kalen Ponga, I mean, if he wants to have that much ball, why not put him to 5'8"? I know he played 5'8" a while ago, and it was bad because of his defence. But if you look how bad Newcastle playing so bad at the moment, they got no creativity in the halves. I think they should pull the trigger, put Ponga at 6 next week, just to see how it goes. They're playing Canberra, who are in pretty bad form at the moment as well, next week. So that could be a good challenge for him. But I think Kalen Ponga should move to 5'8" for all games just to see how it goes. Because that fullback, he's overplaying his hand. He's not getting enough ball. He's arguing with the halves. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. It ain't working. Maybe put Ponga at 6 for a week. I thought he was poor tonight, Kalen Ponga. Look, some of the Roosters players I thought were really good. Joseph Manu had a great game at fullback. Tupou and Josh Morris were very good. Ikavalu was strong. Sam Walker was absolutely outstanding. Lindsay Collins was great. Satili Tupanua was good. Crichton and Radley were very good as always. Siwa Takiao have the bench, 147 metres. His ribs are all good. Nat Butcher was good as well. Hargraves had a good game as well. Look, Newcastle, like I said, very poor. Some of their good players, I mean, look, Bradman Best tried hard. Mitch Barnett tried hard. Clemmer had a go, I guess. That Sulu got off the bench for Newcastle wasn't too bad. But look, Newcastle, they are in a lot of trouble at the moment. The Roosters, they're getting injuries, but they're still finding ways to win. But, not much to say here. The Roosters far too good. My top 3 players on ground for this game, I'm going to go number 3. I'm going to go with Angus Crichton. Victor Radley. Number 3, Victor Radley. Thought he had a very good game in the middle, Victor Radley. Number 2, Joseph Manu. He was very good. And number 1, my man of the match, Sam Walker. I thought he was excellent. He had a very good game tonight, Sam Walker. Heap of try assists, a nice try himself. And the development of that young kid is just going to get better and better. So Sam Walker gets my man of the match for the Roosters game. Clint Gutherson gets my man of the match for the Eels game. Now, guys, that's it for the Saturday Night Football review. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.